Hi, everyone. This is the Allison Knows podcast on Substack. I am Allison. Welcome to my Know It Alls. Welcome to my Allison Intelligence. Um, I am about to drop a self interview. It's being populated right now, and I would appreciate you commenting, sharing, listening, letting me know how you feel about it. And I am going to promise that I will begin to be a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more consistent. And I'm going to start using this recording platform a little bit better because I've been missing out on the opportunity to do so. And then I will also link, connect, and share with my school platform. Why? Because I need to get everything interlocking so that I can automate, so that I can become a lot better in having my conversations with you and also providing a space where you can have your conversations with me. Now, I have been a little bit off because life has interfered. My wife is seizure active. So what I am sharing is straightforward and very simple to be understood as this. She had a seizure. Well, let me back up a bit. For about, excuse me, about 4 weeks. Well, for about 4 weeks, she had a headache that wouldn't stop, that kept going. And because of that, she was not getting any rest and she wasn't getting any relief from it. And as a result, it's kind of progressed until it became an actual seizure that got her into the hospital. So they had to give her a cocktail that broke it up, that allowed for her to finally get some rest and get some relief. Shortly thereafter, she had another seizure, and this seizure was literally just it just it just did its thing. Nothing really triggered it. She went with me to go and get my mammogram, and she was sitting in the waiting room waiting on me after my radiology appointment. And she remembers only that a very unusual smell came across her nasal cavity and triggered a seizure. Yeah, that's the world we live in. That's the way things are, unfortunately, for my baby. That's how it happens. Well, the third one that she had, and this is all in the space of 6 weeks, mind you. So the third one that she had, that one is in my opinion, the most nefarious of all of them. The third one she had caused her to. She was downstairs and she was all right, but the third one that she had, kind of crept up, and she only remembers um, going black, which means that she passed out and she ended up falling on her left wrist, which she broke. And you know, there are a lot of things that I could unpack here and talk about here, but I'm going to talk about the fact that she fell, she broke it, and she was clear eyed enough while she was in a post-ictal state, still, to be honest with you, to come and get me. And I took her to the hospital. We're in the lobby at the hospital, which is they know who she is. So we're in the lobby at the hospital, and we're talking, and then suddenly she stops speaking. I look over at her, and her eyes are doing that, which tells me she's having another seizure. So I alert the medical staff. Just as they come out, um, she starts having a seizure. So they get her into a space safely. And this is not on one, this is not on the medical industry themselves. This is just on one individual. Because be it regardless of anything and everything, people are still simply people. So I'll say it this way. She broke her left wrist, and the male nurse that's there, that I've already come across before, and I understand what his political affiliations is. So, quick backstory: I am a remarkably tanned individual, which obviously you can hear from my voice. I come with an accent, which means I am not born in this country, but I am a natural citizen of this country, and I live in a red state. So my wife is white, and I live in a red state. Yeah, I have like five umbrellas of challenges, but I digress. Anyway, he is trying to put the IV in her left arm. I'm like, she broke that arm. And he's like, oh, so he comes over onto the side that I'm standing, which is the right side, and he proceeds to put in the IV, which for all intents and purposes, I would say maybe about a half a vial of blood that he could have been getting from it in the first place is now on the bed because he's careless. So long and short of it, I speak to the supervisory nurse, and I tell her I don't want him around my wife. Get him out. So she knows us, so she did. Um, but the purpose of this video is to talk about this experience because it needs to be public. It needs to be said, and I say it on Substack because Substack is where I say stuff. So yeah, I'm saying it here. Um, and we now get the doctor to come in, nice guy, and he scans her wrist, and he doesn't give her anything yet because he needs to make sure that because of the seizure that he witnessed in the lobby, he needs to take care of it. So I told him, I said, well, most times when she has a seizure and she doesn't have a headache because of the seizure, but she has a seizure because that's what causes her to come in here for whatever intents or purposes, the best way to do it is to um, give her something to calm it down. So Ativan usually does. And so they gave her some Ativan to calm it down. She slept a little bit, but she's still in pain. So they finally went through their protocols and so forth, and they finally get a scan of it, and it shows that she broke her radial. Like she had a radial break. So long and short of it, and I mean, I'm being long-winded about it, but long and short of it, we now go ahead and, excuse me, I'm sitting here as I'm recording this, and I'm waiting on my hour-long recording of the self-interview to export itself. So that's what I'm doing. Um, so they finally give her something for the pain. It doesn't quite touch it because now her white blood cells are spiking up, so she's definitely burning through it. So he has to be a little bit more inventive. So he goes ahead and gives her really, really something stronger, and it dulls the pain. So now they have to come in and now they have to set it. So they set it, and here's where the fun comes in. So they set. Wife has oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. They set it to to put the cast on. So I'm watching them do it. So he has now to he now gives her propofol and fentanyl, and so she's now knocked out. So now they go ahead and I watched them do it, and I had the unfortunate pleasure of hearing the snap as he, got it back in line. And he took another scan of it to verify that he did indeed get it back in line before he he started to put the cast on. So he went ahead and he was meticulous. He took some time and he was methodical, and he went ahead and he did what he did. And in addition to that, he wraps it up in a cast and so forth. He gives her a little bit more medicine. He goes ahead and he calls it in for her, and he says, "You're going to have surgery." So fast forward to uh, 4 days after that, we go in and we speak to the hand doctor, and we unfortunately saw him before because my wife got carpal tunnel done and whatnot because she needed to and she had to. So as a result of that, we now move forward and we're ready with a surgical appointment for the following Wednesday. We get a phone call on Friday. Would you like to have the surgery tomorrow morning? Of course. Get out and way and done with. So we go ahead and we do it. And they put in a plate to brace it and they screw in 9 screws. So my little bionic wife has a half cast on and she is doing okay. She hasn't had, well, she had one, she had a seizure in her sleep, not last night, but the night before. But up until now, she has, it's just that's what she's had. And that's coming from a place of having enough of a significant seizure once a month at least for 44 months. Yep, you heard me right, 44 months. She has over 2,700 pages in her medical file at the hospital that we are closest to. Why am I saying all that? I'm saying all that to say this. So we go ahead and we have to do that based on what has happened. And then we get sent a bill for $55,000 for it. And I'm like, oh, so because of this regime, you are now trying to do the dance of the pirates of trying to do and take. I don't have my cards with me. I have some tarot cards that I could pull up that I could shuffle and check with and confirm to show you that we are very, very close to a few significant things to happen. And I don't know how to tell you how to be prepared for it. I don't. The only way I can tell you to be prepared for it is to stay out of the fray and don't engage. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your local spaces. If you can take care of your local community, it will turn around and take care of you. Make sure you support your local businesses and make sure you you feed them because they'll feed you. Um, that was my PSA. So, in addition to that information, I will say this part. It is almost over this episode with this regime. When he goes, it's not going to automatically stop because it's not when he arrived that it started. It actually started before then. And I will say this, he is truly vile and he surrounds himself with like minded people. The only good news about this is when it comes time to scoop everyone up, they know where to find them. That's the only upside to it all. But I will say this: I have a few more. I have a ton of videos to make and to create and to share and to do. And I will say this part with you. I am working at being a little bit more disciplined. I'm definitely working at being a little bit more public and a little bit more involved. I really want to grow my channels. I want to grow my Substack and I want to grow my YouTube subscribers. So please work with me to do so. When more than one person lifts something heavy, it makes it lighter for everyone involved. So help me make it lighter. I'll come on again. We'll chat again. Thank you. Thank you for listening. This is the Allison Knows Podcast. I'm Allison. Become a know-it-all. Subscribe. Share this video so that we can have more with us. Comment if you want to. If you feel like you want to give me show ideas, that'd be great too. Let's see if my research is any good, and we'll see where we are. Be cool, be afraid, be kind.